Speaker. Mr Speaker, my question is to the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Infrastructure and Transport. Will the Deputy Prime Minister update the House on how the government's 10-year infrastructure investment pipeline is connecting local communities and creating local jobs in South Australia? Is the Deputy Prime Minister aware of any risks to this plan?
The Deputy Prime Minister has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Good to get a question about the economy. Good to get a question from the member for Boothby. She's a true local fighter, a voice for the people. You need to look no further than the member for Boothby when it comes to a good local champion, a good fighter for her local community and for the economy. And like all members on this side of the chamber, she's passionate about delivering the infrastructure, the jobs for her local community, for South Australia, for the nation. Our $75 billion job-creating, economy-building, 10-year investment pipeline of infrastructure will continue to strengthen our economy by connecting local communities, increasing local productivity and creating local jobs. Jobs, jobs and more jobs. We've helped small and medium enterprises create 1 million jobs, 1 million jobs in 5 years, 5 months, less than 5 years in fact. We are delivering, adding to the more than 1 million jobs we've created. It's all about a strong economic blueprint. Our plan is to take the pressure off household bills, off tax liabilities for workers, for small and medium family enterprises, and not to rip pensioners off, putting downward pressure on the cost of living, making it easier to grow, invest and create more jobs, and making sure that the right infrastructure is in place. And in South Australia, the Liberal and Nationals federal government is delivering up to $1.39 billion for the north-south corridor, adding to the $1.6 billion already invested in the project. And I tell you who's delighted about it, not just the member for Boothby, but the Premier of South Australia, good man, Stephen Marshall. Had a meeting with him last night. He's delighted. He's delighted by the investment we're making in South Australia. Electrifying the Gawler rail line to cater for the increased passenger numbers, duplicating the Joy Belush AM Bridge in the member for Grey's electorate. There's so much more. We're rolling out $95 million for the Oaklands Crossing, more than $42 million for the Flinders Link and more than $1.55 million for local community infrastructure projects in the member for Boothby's electorate. $18.5 million for the Lobethal Freight Access and South Eastern Freeway upgrades in Mayo, where we've also seen a new bridge for Blewett Springs Road, $3.75 million for the Mount Barker Regional Football Centre, $500,000 for the Victor Harbour Community Facility, and more than $471,000 for local community infrastructure projects to date through the Building Better Regions Fund. We're getting on with building a better South Australia, a better future. But I'm asked about the risks. And they're looking at me opposite. They are looking at me opposite. They're doing a bit of yelling, but they are a risk. They are a risk to jobs. They are a risk for higher taxes, for lower wages. That's what they are. They're all sitting there opposite, beholden to the union movement and beholden
Deputy
to
Prime
a lesser
Minister's
economy.
time has concluded.